guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's well. It's been a development dev update from Battlefield 2042. So I just wanted to give you my thoughts on it. I've been playing this game since the first one, 20 odd years ago. I still currently play Battlefield 1. I played Battlefield 5 for about 4 years, but then I went back to Battlefield 1. I think it's a better game. I played Battlefield 2042 for about 1 hour and 50 minutes and then asked for my money back. So we'll talk a little bit about that, but first let's get stuck into it and let's see what these guys have to say.
Over the past few months, we've been focusing on what's next for Battlefield 2042. We've been taking this time to listen to you, our players, so we can focus on improving and evolving the game based on what we've heard.
Okay, first thing, no, they haven't.
Our updates in this time have seen the arrival of features that weren't present at launch, as well as extensive improvements and fixes. We hope this
Why weren't they at launch?
shows you just how invested we are in this game. So, while we won't be revealing Season 1 today, that's for next month, we will be giving you an overview of what we're focusing on and what you should expect over the next few months and beyond for Battlefield 2042.
Hey folks, I'm Freeman, Battlefield's Community Manager. I'm joined by Senior Producer Ryan MacArthur and Creative Director Lars Gustafsson. Let's start by talking about the main focus areas that we've identified and the types of things we're looking to improve.
Yeah, I mean, we spent a lot of time taking feedback from the players, looking at the data we have in the game, and just looking at the game we intended to build. So we've got our maps. How do we bring back those classic Battlefield experiences that allow players to sort of play the classic Battlefield they want? And that's with all the new maps we create, but also how do we address the challenges that we have with...
I'll have a guess. I bet you they add more containers. I've never seen a game with so many shipping containers. It is such a lazy fucking thing. Whenever they want to put some cover, they just put a shipping container, or 2 or 3. That's all they do. That's my prediction.
With the existing maps that we've launched the game with. Our game modes and experiences, how do we add variety? How do we add depth? How do we add differentiation across all of the modes
Depth. Shipping containers.
in the game? The core gameplay, sort of that really tight through the gun experience. Obviously, there's been a lot of feedback around specialists, gunplay, soldier movement, all of these things that sort of really make that tight Battlefield experience that our players love. And obviously new content. When's new content coming? What type of content can players can expect? How does that new content need to change and adapt to the learnings we've got from our players and the feedback we've got from our players?
Ryan, let's start with this first
Here we go. Shipping containers.
section of maps. What are the changes that players can expect to see? And really, when are we expecting to actually bring them to the game?
You're going to see the first of these changes with the launch of Season 1. So the Season 1 map, it's probably my most favorite. And Lars will tell me it's because I'm Canadian. But I think for me, this map is different from the other 7 that we created at launch. It's got a ton of verticality. It's got good space for vehicle play. But it's also got those things that make a Battlefield map great. When you look at how this map plays, it's at the level we expect from ourselves as game makers here. On every map we make moving forward.
So where is it? Got a screenshot of it? Can we even see it? Or no, we've got to wait another month so that you can get another map full of shipping containers.
Beyond Season 1, you start to apply these new standards we've set. But also the team has done a real deep dive into the maps we created for launch. Kaleidoscope is the first one we're going to see. So late in Season 1, you're going to see a reintroduction of Kaleidoscope that sort of has the things that we see our players really craving at the moment.
Let's take a look at that and have a look at some of the changes.
On Kaleidoscope, we've revised areas across the entire level, adding more cover, creating new flag positions, and improving the flow across the whole map. Cover and terrain has been raised, and new forward operating bases have been added to increase close quarters combat.
Hey, they're using Battlefield 1 stuff.
Not only that, but we've made sure more of the new assets that
Hey, told you, there's the fucking container. Told you.
we've used on this map benefit from increased destruction, helping to change the battlefield more drastically for...
What the fuck? This is just a work site. So they've added in 1, 2, 3, 4. They've added in some containers. Told you.
out the rounds. Let me show you around the changes we've made. In the park, we've installed a forward operating base. Heavily fortified, this is great to defend.
Okay, that's better. Definitely, that's better. That'd be fun. That looks like an American base in Afghanistan. I'd say that's what they've based it on. But it's not that. It's have a look around. This is supposed to be the whole world at war. And have a look. Some places look like a golf course.
And a challenge to attack. At the data center, we've increased the number of defense points, ensuring that when you're fighting here, you're fighting for every inch.
It's just a fucking work site. What's with the crane? And have a look at the crane. It's perfect. What did they just hire that and then have it delivered? What is this shit? Look at the forklift. The forklift is perfect. Hopefully you can drive it. Can you drive the crane?
Each entrance is now better protected, and we've helped to improve line of sight breaks throughout the area. At the tower, you'll find the second command and control base. In Breakthrough, this is a crucial.
Look at this shit. This is just a work site. Have a look at it. You've got one burnt out car. One. And then you've got two pristine Toyota fucking forklifts. Pristine, they are. Have a look. This used to be a bus stop. Have a look at the road. Have a look at the everything. Look at how limited shit they've done. Look, you got a couple of little rocks and bits of concrete. But where did the concrete come from? Have a look at the barrier. It's pristine. The other one's still got paint on it. This is a world at war. There's not one fucking bullet hole anywhere. Except for that one. How did that car catch on fire? What? There's no crater? What is it, a Tesla?
Flag with a much clearer front line and more cover for attackers to use in their advance. Over at the park, we've ripped out the walkways and created more cover. You'll find that the infantry experience has improved here, adding a giant tree and making the gazebo smaller to create a stronger.
We added a giant tree. Why didn't you fucking put the tree down on the... What's with the forklifts? How many fucking forklifts are there in this world? But look at the back. It looks like Carnoustie Golf Club. Have a look at the road going along. Have a look at every single glass panel in every building is untouched. And everything's pristine painted except for around the big tree. What a joke. If this is what they do with maps, imagine, guys, have a look at Battlefield 1 map. Everything is fucked. And here, we've got, what, 50 metres, 100 metres by 100 metres, and everything else is pristine.
A defensive layout.
And now, while a little earlier in the process, let's take a look at Renewal and how it is that'll play when it arrives in Season 2.
Like with Kaleidoscope, the whole map has been reviewed with the intent set on improving the infantry and CQC experience. Flags are much closer, with out-of-the-way sectors cut entirely from the battlefield to improve the flow of combat. There's all new assets deployed across the map with improved destruction and much more of a battlefield feeling than we had at launch.
What the fuck? Have a look at this. They've got all the barriers, the road barrier. They've even got a fucking stop sign, for Christ's sake. What are they doing, SimCity? Oh, and have a look at it. It is pristine. Now, I like this map where you've got the contrast between the desert and then the farmland. That's a great idea. But look at it. This is annoying. Let's have a look at fucking... Let's go on. Let's have a look at Ukraine war pictures. Now, this has been going for 80 days. 80 days. Not a whole world at war. This is just two countries at war. And have a look at the fucking place. What, they can't even get inspiration from something that's happening right now. You know, even all the soldiers look better than the specialist. Have a look at it. Look, there's a fucking car upside down and a bridge that's fucked. And it's been on fire. and it's been bombed. This is what war looks like, not some pristine fucking shit. Look at this. Who the hell would believe that that is a war zone? How long did it take them to put all those little hay bales up together? And it's so annoying. Anyway, let's keep going.
At the solar station, we've revised the area to include much more cover. Huge concrete barriers, sandbag walls,
Container.
and shipping containers, saving the warehouses as the best place to take shelter from the aerial.
If this game needed more shipping containers, what the fuck? There's so many shipping containers in this game, and all they're doing is adding pretty red ones this time. Why didn't they change the color to yellow or something?
assault. Out in the desert, we've reworked the terrain to help create clear paths for infantry and vehicles. There's
So they just took some of Harada, maybe?
improved line of sight blockers that
Just look at that. Look at the fucking wall. The wall, the separation wall. It's pristine. It looks like it was painted yesterday. That should have fucking holes and all sorts of crap all going all the way through it.
let you move with more purpose.
Look in the background. We've got all this imaginary warfare and fires and all this oil containers and oil factories on fire in the background. But then 500 meters this way, there's a fucking Great Wall that's fucking untouched. Untouched.
Between the flags and help to better direct the action into clearer front lines. The battery farm has been simplified, reducing the number of possible angles of attack and increasing cover where it's needed most. Up ahead at the checkpoint, we've fortified the farm side, allowing
So they got rid of 2 trucks and replaced it with 2 red containers. Do you see where this is going, guys? Fucking hell. And sorry, there's a no entry sign as well. So what did they buy? A kit from SimCity or something? And what's with all these pristine bags and sandbags and everything everywhere? What is it? They're using the same things over and over and over again. You know what? They can't have a fucking a plane that's crashed or fucking something. Talk about lazy.
attackers to move more strategically in their advance, with vehicles providing your best method of attack. Just watch out for the traps defenders will place in wait. At the Senesco building, expect a lot more fortification and cover that will need an overwhelming...
Anyway, just look out the back at the golf course. See the golf course out there? I don't know, go to Ukraine war pictures and have a look at what all the farms are. They're all pot-marked and like I said, it's only been 80 days in a war. And this building is a joke. It looked like it was just opened.
display of force to assault.
Talk about lazy.
The interiors have been reworked with new storage areas that give plenty of cover for defenders and improve the close quarters combat action.
Have a look at this Senesco. Look at the wall. What is that, a plasma TV or just a big poster or something? But look at it. It is perfect. Have a look at the stainless steel posts. I don't know. I work in construction. This place looks like it's brand new. Even the fucking sandbags are brand new. Even these bales, these bags, they're brand new.
Once you get inside.
It looks like Google. It looks like that thing in Apple. Their big Apple fucking circle thing. That's what it looks like. It looks like Apple have set up a playground for the staff's children. That's what it looks like.
Corridors are full of more line of sight blockers, making them viable defense.
Have a look how clean the glass is. How clean it is. What was the clean as in yesterday? Look at the floor. There's no dirt. There's no nothing. It's all it's like a hospital. When was the cleaners in yesterday to do the windows? And not only did they do these windows, they did the entire landscape and all the city windows. They're all pristine.
Points, including new lines of sandbags across the windows. We're hard at work on more improvements to Renewal, and we'll have more to show about the changes we're making here when these updates land in Season 2.
Let's talk about our...
When these updates land in Season 2.
This isn't even in Season 1. This is in Season fucking 2. What? Hang on, I must have misheard that.
More to show about the changes we're making here when these updates land in Season 2.
You're fucking kidding me. Jesus Christ.
Let's talk about our next big focus, which is game modes and experience. What are the types of changes we're looking to bring here?
It's two key things. One of them is about, variety and depth of what you play. And the other part is more around the available options to give you a better understanding of what you're getting yourself into. And in order to get this, experience the best possible, we've decided to kind of unshackle ourselves from the 128 players mantra that we had for this game. 128 players will still be there, and it's great for some modes, but not everywhere. So we will redirect our focus, build for fun, for freedom, for creativity at all points.
That being the case, then, talk to me some more about the types of
Didn't DICE test play 128 players fucking 8 years ago and everyone said it was shit because it's too cluttered and too many? Didn't they do this? Alright, yeah, okay, have 128 players, or fucking tweak it a bit, maybe 90 or 90 on 90, but have a couple of modes so that you can decide which one you want to play. Some people might like 128 when they can just run around like Rambo, but others don't.
changes that we're going to be bringing specifically. Let's start with All Out Warfare, and let's talk about Conquest. What improvements are we looking to bring here to the game mode?
So for All Out Warfare and Conquest, 128 players is definitely a thing. Worth saying is that for the coming maps, we will scale them down compared to the launch maps to give much more focus in the experience. This might mean that, they're...
You hear them saying all future tenses, we will. Okay, not we are. We will do this in future maps. We will do these things. Well, what the fuck have they been doing for the last 7 months? And what the hell did they do for the 6 years before that?
There will be fewer sectors, we have maybe fewer capture points. But ultimately, we want to ensure that your Conquest experience have kind of intense combat areas. And above all, for me, is those times when you feel that you're getting shot at from all directions by the enemy to help you get in control. And we can do this through design.
Okay, so if that's going to be Conquest, what about Breakthrough? What changes are we making here?
I love Breakthrough, I've always done, and it's that immersive.
This reminds me of an AA meeting where you got all these guys sitting around talking about something that fucked their life. That's what it reminds me of. This is more for them than it is for the people who actually play the fucking game.
Frontline experience, and in the light of the 128 player discussion here, in order to retain the promise that it comes with of outsmarting your opponents, we have taken an active decision now to move permanently.
Just like I was saying, have a look, we go back, have a look at the landscape around, have a look at everything. It's just
an active decision now to
look
move
inside here.
permanently
Look at this. This is unbelievable.
to 64 players to gain a better gameplay experience.
Look at that. Look at the walls. The walls are perfect. The lights are still on.
Focus on fun. Let's focus on...
Who turned the lights on? What, the security guard? Let's go to the security guard's room and see, while all this bullshit is happening, let's go and see who turns the lights off and on every day.
Capturing what it's all about and enabling our players on the battlefield. We can take all of the knowledge we have in this house.
Look at that. A fucking scoreboard. Wow. They have to show this. Do you see this? They're showing this as part of their season update. Okay, that is a fucking joke. That should have been there from day one. And get rid of all this bullshit over here and just have the scoreboard, for Christ's sake.
When it comes to Battlefield 1, Battlefield 5 in building Breakthrough in great ways for 64 players.
Let's talk a little bit about Hazard Zone. What's our future here?
Prediction. It's fucked. and we're not going to touch it anymore. Okay, this is a wet dog that we're not going to play with.
The first acknowledge, high hopes, we set out on a path, but we haven't gained the traction we wanted with this mode. You can still find it in the mode selection screen. But for the maps that are coming in the seasons, we won't put it as a focus. When we look at where our players are today, it means that we can pour our love and resources into the All-Out Warfare experience.
Let's look at where our players are today. So I've got their Steam charts, and something shook me yesterday. They got down at 7 o'clock in the morning. Now that's 7 o'clock American time. 189 players. 189 players. Now it's not 7 o'clock everywhere in the world. Surely there's more than 189 players. But then it picked up to back to 1800. This game is dead. And if they think that releasing a stupid little trailer like this is going to bring it all back, good luck.
Where we can focus on additional tools for even more fun.
Just another little
So
thing.
we've covered our plans for maps, we've covered
Have a
our
look
plans
in
for
the
game modes and
background.
experiences. Next, we're
They
going to talk
haven't
about
even
core
got
gameplay.
They haven't even
There's a
got
lot to unpack here, so do
2042
stick with us.
behind them.
Obviously, there's a big
They got
change
Battlefield 1
and a big area
and
that we want to
Battlefield
address today,
4.
and that's specialists.
Yeah, and I mean, I think we've talked about this a lot. I think
Oh, fucking specialists. Here we go.
Don't be sad.
This is just how it works out sometimes.
We're keeping specialists. We've heard everything that you've said about our specialists, and we are going to keep them anyway, so fuck you. Prediction?
this isn't the easiest topic, but I think the key for us is that we've heard you. And
This isn't the easiest topic. We've heard you. Okay, this isn't the easiest topic for who? Us or you? You guys. Yeah, this is an AA meeting.
I think
Whoops.
when we look at this, the feedback we're getting, I mean, these have both been polarizing, but they've also been confusing. There's that sort of
It's been polarizing and confusing. What don't you understand? That we don't like specialists. We want our classes that we've always had in Battlefield. That's what makes Battlefield. And you guys fucked it. And now it's polarizing. But confusing? No. You make it confusing.
disconnect between the quips you hear from these specialists. They don't quite fit, and they break the immersion for players, which has always been core to Battlefield. They're too pristine, right? So we need to, they need to be dirty, they need to be gritty. How do we fit that in? So what you're going to see in the specialists is improved VO. That kind of really fits them in the world. Body postures to sort of make them sort of fit in that Battlefield character that we're trying to create.
What the fuck? So the characters have to be dirty. More dirty. Now, I've been looking at Discords, I've been reading Reddit pages, I've been reading comments, I watch a lot of videos on this. Not one time have I ever seen a comment saying that the characters are too dirty. They say, number one, they're fucking stupid. Number two, their voice lines don't match anything. Number three, we don't like specialists, get rid of them. Or, number four, keep your fucking specialists, but put them into classes and they all have unique guns, unique skins, so that when we look at them, we have an idea of what capability they have. Not their beard.
When it comes to we're bringing these changes and improvements to the gameplay side of our specialists, I mean, this is something the team is still very focused on. We're just not yet in a space where we can share the final plan. As we shared earlier this year, we set out on the task of finding ways to better mesh these into our core gameplay loops, better communicate.
We're not in a position where we can say our final plan for specialists. People, this is 7 months after this game has been launched and 7 years after they started developing this game, and they still don't know what their plan is with Specialists? That's interesting. It's almost like they said, fuck everyone, we'll put specialists, we'll design the game around specialists, and then the whole world said, fuck your specialists, and now they don't know what to do. That's my reading.
Indicating how these fit into the class structure of 2042, which was always our intent. The things that are stopping us from moving, doing these changes sooner is to making sure that we can still deliver the key content that our players need and address all the other changes that you need to make. We know that what we have in the game today can be improved. We've taken the expectations that our players have and they've shared with us, and we want to make sure that we can deliver on that at the best possible quality.
No, you're not doing that at all.
We're not walking away from specialists. They're a key part of 2042.
Not walking away from specialists. Okay, there you go. So fuck you again, people.
But we need to make sure we get it right and we can deliver to our players what they deserve.
Now, on to gunplay. Naturally, you'll have seen loads of updates and improvements that we've helped to bring to the game over the last few months, but particularly with our most recent update last month.
Agreed, the game is in a better state than it was when it was at launch, but that wouldn't be fucking hard.
But there's some longer-term plans too. Lars, do you want to talk us through them?
Definitely. You'll see more vehicles, weapons, gadgets. While this is happening, we'll have a continuous focus on the balance.
All right, here we go. More weapons, more vehicles. Every comment I see is get rid of fucking vehicles. All right, get rid of so many of them. All right, but if he's saying we're going to add different types, okay, fair enough. I don't fly planes, but I've heard lots of pilots in Battlefield, they say there's nothing. All right, so new guns. Well, what the fuck? This game released with what, 22 guns or 20 guns or something? So let's hear they're gonna release another 20 what?
Of our weapons across the board. While we do have the plus menu, attachment system, that one definitely helps you to take each weapon and give unique play styles within it. We have also started an initiative where we are cherry-picking a number of classic weapons from Portal to be able to rework these to be brought into the all-out warfare. So more weapons, up to the standards across the board. Weapons, guns, do I need to say more?
Yeah, you fucking do, mate. So they're going to take old weapons from old games and put them into this game. Did you guys hear that? So they're not developing any new weapons. They're not designing any new weapons. They're just going to take old weapons from other assets and bring them into this game. Again, fucking lazy.
But everything he does. Next,
I think he does.
we're going to speak about movement and the polishing updates that we're helping to bring to the game here. In July, as part of Season 1, we've got some big updates coming to how our traversal kind of works. So let's take a quick look at that.
Our goal is to improve the readability of body motions in third person and making our soldier animations look more alive and believable. A great example of this is disconnecting the aiming from turning. When aiming around, the soldier can now rotate his upper body separately from the lower body until they get to an uncomfortable position, which causes the lower body to reposition in a more natural and comfortable manner. Another example of this includes several improvements to changing directions when either running around or sprinting. Portions of the body can now lean towards the direction of the movement, which makes for nicer looking animations, as well as more natural and predictable.
This shit is about 10 years old, for Christ's sake. Why wasn't this not put in the original fucking release? Jesus Christ.
Predictable movements. We're looking forward to showing more of what we have in store in the future updates.
Playing together and staying easily with squad.
See, it's all in the future. We look forward to showing you what we're going to do in the future. We are, or we will.
Is of course vital to anyone playing Battlefield, and so getting team play where it needs to be.
These guys, see where these guys' office looks like the game. Okay? It looks like the game. It's almost like they've gone round taking pictures of their own office and said, that's what we want to put in the game.
That is something that we're working on. What have we got planned, Ryan?
The team is looking quite heavily at how we can pull those things together. How do I make building a squad easier? How do I make sure I can find
Fuck's sake. Jesus Christ. 7 months after. I need a fucking drink.
Don't be sad.
This is just how it works out sometimes.
Alright, let's keep going with these clowns.
my friends and play with, be that, you know, on the same platform or cross-platform. You'll start to see the first pass in season 1 with some of the UI improvements, and those are going to continue as we try and make the UI more understandable, more accessible for both finding modes, finding players, and staying together.
Okay, our next topic.
Okay, where's the pictures? Where's the sample shots? Where's the shots of the new updated UI? How's it going to be easier? They just keep saying the same bullshit over and over. Yes, we're going to make it easier for you, but we don't have anything to show for it.
Topic then is something we know we need to talk to you guys about, and that's performance.
Just look at this shit, okay? People who love Battlefield, all they fucking want is some new maps, some new guns, and make the game fun. That's all they want. They don't give a shit about the movement. Yeah, of course, we like to, you know, walk up a ladder and shit like that, which is basic crap. And team play. You know, we're talking about a core feature of Battlefield. It's a core, that's what makes Battlefield Battlefield. That you're part of a team. And you guys just fucked it off.
Appreciate
performance. Here we go.
We're going to be speaking pretty directly to our PC players here today. But since launch, this has been a pretty big focus.
Don't talk directly to us. Just talk directly.
For our technology teams. We know performance has been an issue for many of you, our players, with the game dropping below our own expectations and certainly your expectations when it comes to playing the game on recommended and high-spec machines. Ryan, do you want to speak a bit more to this?
Well, I wish this was something that you could just, you know, fix a thing and we're good and we're done. And it's just unfortunately, you know, this is going to be that ongoing battle that we have. But the good thing is this team is committed to it.
Excuse me? So you released a game and you put out your own specs. I have the specs right there in front of Steam, and I have the specs right in my computer, and I loaded that game down and it ran like a piece of shit. Alright, it crashed and jerky and fucking lights and all sorts of shit. Yeah? And that's going to be an ongoing problem? What? What sort of fucking idiots fucking release a game that no one can play? And it's not, I'm a PC player, but I've talked to friends of mine, they can't run it on the next gen fucking consoles. They can't, nothing runs. And this is something that we need to do in the future. This is all another bullshit sales crap. We're talking about sales. I bet you they fucking put the store in. I bet you the store works perfect. Or they have some new fucking battle pass where you can pay another $20. This game is still $120 on Steam. What a joke.
And the great thing is we see with 0.4, we started to see, you know, some of those.
And this guy, did he answer the question? No.
Those big CPU spikes, we made a big dent in those. We're seeing better latency. Trigger responsiveness is getting back to where they expect it to be, and we're seeing an improvement in frame rate. And we're going to keep pushing and get more of that sorted as we head into Season 1 as well.
The only time it improves is when you only have fucking AI.
Okay, finally then.
When you're the only player with 123 AI running around. That's the only time the game runs properly.
And to cover our upcoming content, Lars, where are we at with that?
Next month, with the launch of Season 1, it really is going to mark, you know, the start of a year of delivery. 4 seasons, 4 new specialists, new.
So this is the year, starting the year 7 months after the release of the game. And what? There we go. Battle Pass. Told you. Okay. New locations. No. 4 new specialists that we don't want. But we're listening to you guys. We're listening to exactly what you want. So we're going to add another 4 fucking people that we don't want.
Exotic locations for you to play on, and tons of new gameplay content.
Let's see. New locations with an S. Okay? With an S.
All of these seasons will then come with their own battle pass for you, that extra push, something to achieve.
All of this shit will come with a store so you can buy shit off us.
All of us in this building are here ultimately to ensure that you're out there on the battlefield, playing together, having fun, finding new ways to outsmart each other. And in order to do that and keep you going, we are committing to more weekly missions, to new featured experiences, to new community spotlights, more to keep us all happy and going on.
More. Really? Wow, more.
The battlefield.
So that's our 4 areas of focus for the future of Battlefield 2042, which I'll help to summarise here before we hear from Ryan one final time. Maps, we're making sure that we're reworking both our existing maps, starting with Kaleidoscope as part of Season 1, to help address some of the issues and frustrations.
No, they're remaking by adding in containers and forklifts and cranes in specific spots on the map. Okay? That's it. This shit, okay, flow of the map does, but if the map's fucked, you can fucking change all these fucking polygons all you like. If the map is fucked, well, that's what's going to happen. Why doesn't that stadium, or whatever the fuck that thing is in the middle, why doesn't that collapse and fucking turn into rubble and fucking do some, why can't you drop a bomb on that fucking, on the A2 and fucking blow the fucking thing up? And it falls all the way over the map. Yeah, it's just so pristine.
That I know we've talked a lot about over the last few months. Experiences and game modes. We are unshackling ourselves from 128 players. You'll still experience it in Conquest, but do expect to see that with Breakthrough, we're moving down to 64 players so that we can help to really drive the focus into the fun that we have in Battlefield.
I didn't mind that cross where you can put on your attachments and all that sort of stuff. Okay, that's nothing wrong with that, except the attachments don't mean anything.
2042. With core gameplay.
And the last update basically took all recoil out of guns. So now, okay, good for new players and all that sort of stuff, but what about players that have been playing for a long time and get skillful at a particular thing? Now anyone can just pick up any gun and fucking beam you from across the map.
There is a lot to unpack here, starting with specialists, but also the improvements.
No, there's fuck all to unpack. What we've basically unpacked is that you guys have fucking not delivered again.
That we still have coming to gunplay, to team play, to UI and UX stuff that you can read about over on the Battlefield website. And then finally, new content. It's coming.
Please leave in the comments below, is this what you asked them to do? 4 new specialists in the future, new locations in the future, 1 new map which they won't show for some reason, add in some cranes, forklifts and containers, and make the soldier look more realistic. Is that what you guys asked for?
Soon we have our new season starting next month, and
a new store so that you can buy some skins off them.
That is going to kickstart a whole new year of us bringing new things onto the Battlefield. Now, we'll keep updating you on our areas of focus throughout the year, and you'll hear again from me next month when we come back to talk about the new season with members of the Battlefield team. But before we go, we want to hear from Ryan one last time, so I know you wanted to talk to the players directly.
Yeah, thanks, Adam. Lars and I are here today, and we're really grateful to be able to represent the entire Battlefield team and reaffirm our commitment to Battlefield 2042. The team has made a ton of updates to this game, but we know it's not enough, and we know we need to keep doing more. So on behalf of the team at Ripple Effect, EA Gothenburg, our new studio in Seattle, DICE, and all of the Battlefielders across EA, we just want you to know that we are here. So thank you for sticking with us. And to steal a line from my good friend Lars here, we'll see you on the battlefield.
For more, head over to the Battlefield website, and we'll see you next time, folks. Bye-bye.
What a bunch of smug pricks. See you on the battlefield. No, you won't be seeing me. Sorry. I'll just stick to my Battlefield 1. And then if I do like I get sick of that, then I might go to back to Battlefield 5, where, I don't know, shit works. It's actually fun. You have maps and you got different guns and you can play in your own classes, but not on this shit. Alright, if this is the best that they can do, I can't remember now, but I think Battlefield 4 released with 20 maps. Yeah, 20 maps. So if you paid $120 for this and you didn't get your money back, I feel so sorry for you. So you're almost 7 months later, you're going to get one new map, which is going to be full of fucking containers, just like every other map on this fucking stupid game. And we will do everything in the future. We did hear you, and we're continuing to do the same mistakes that we've done before, and we will keep specialists. We won't even listen, you know, fuck, it's just a game that doesn't have a scoreboard, for fuck's sake. That's just the start. How fucked is this game? And if they think that that is going to bring back, I don't know, what are we up to, 1,795 players, okay? There'd be more people in the world playing Tetris than this game. In fact, I think there'd be 1,000 times more people playing Tetris right now than playing this stupid game. Anyway, that's my thought. If you got any comments, please like and subscribe. Put your comments down. Try not to be too toxic. It's just my opinion. If you've got a different opinion about the game, that's fine. If you think this is the best game in the world, okay. But for me, who's a seasoned Battlefield player since the beginning, 20 years ago, okay, I fell in love with this game, and it's disgraceful what these people have done to this franchise. But anyway, see you later.
Don't be sad.
This is just how it works out sometimes.